Okay, so we have learned till 2.4.514, page number 18 PDF. Let's start. 2.4.515, Kanda 2, Simhadi Vargaha, right? Uh-huh. Okay, let's start. Pradinodina, Pradinodina, Sandina. Now please note it should have just an Anuswar, not that Chandra. Chandra Chinnam should not be there. Chandra Chinnam is not a part of Sanskrit language. It is adopted from Hindi. So let's not say adopted. In certain cases, it is given. Just for example, if you have to write the word chocolate in Devanagari, how do you write? You write cha. In fact, in Sanskrit, we don't use that chaw. There's no sound such as chaw in our languages mostly. Indian languages, if you see, or Devanagari as such does not have chaw, aw, and so on. Such letters, they're adopted from English or you can say Roman languages. So therefore, in Sanskrit, if you have to write the word chocolate, though we say chocolate, we write it as chakalehaha, so that you don't have that aw pronunciation. So here also, though you have that Chandra, note that some places it will be given, especially in the Valmiki Ramayana or so. Uh, let me not say Valmiki Ramayana, especially you can say North Indian publications of Ramayana, like the Gita Press and so on, they will have that Chandramiti. So that depends on the place where we live also. Usually north side publications will have that Chandramiti because they have influence of the Hindi language. So some places it will be there, but note that this Chandra that we have, that is, you can say it is there only for Hindi language. Sometimes you can see it in Marathi, Sanskrit and so on. But as such, it does not belong to these languages at all. Okay. So, pradinodina sandinan yetav khagagati kriyaha peshikosho dvitinendam dvihinendam kulayo nidamastriyam. प्रणोन्निडोनसण्डीनान् एताः खगगतिः क्रियाः पेशीकोशोद्विहीनेण्डं कुलायो नीडमस्त्रियाम् शाम्भवी प्रणिनोड्डीन सण्डीनान् एताः खगगतिक्रियाः पेशीकोशो द्विहीनेण्डं कुलायो नीडमस्त्रिया श्रीकरि प्रणिनोड्डीन सण्डीनान् एताः खग गतिक्रियाः पेशीकोशो द्विहीनेण्डं कुलायो नीडमस्त्रिया प्रणिनोड्डीनसण्डीनान्येताः खगगतिक्रियाः पेशीकोशोद्विहीनेण्डं कुलायो नीडमस्त्रिया पोतः पाकोर्बकोडिम्बः पृथुकः शावकः शिशुः शावकः शिशुः मीनिंग young ones स्त्री पुंसौ मिथुनं द्वन्द्वं युग्मं तु युगुलं युगम्. Now, Shishuhu general means a baby. It can be used even for a human being. Shavakaha means young one. So note the difference here. Shavakaha can be used only for animals, especially for birds also. Animals and birds, not for human beings. Okay. Whereas Shishuhu you can consider in general. It can be used even for human beings or a baby. So we say baby cat, baby dog, or a baby in general can be anything, human being, animals, birds. But Shavakaha, especially it is used for animals, and to be more specific, it is used for birds. So we say Pakshi Shavaka, meaning little one of a bird. Now, for certain animals, even the little ones are also called, that's a other name, right? For example, cat will be a kitten, a dog will be a puppy, a cow will scarf, and so on. But for some animals, like may say for example a monkey also, what we say, it's a young one of a monkey, right? So all this is, I think, small kids maybe, as kids all of us would have learned animals and their young ones. So for certain animals, we know that we don't have a specific name that is there. In general, we have, okay, young one of so and so. So there in such places you can use the word shavakah. Potah pakorbakodimbah pratukah shavakah shishuho Sri pumsau mithunam dvandvam yugmam tu yugulam yugam. Shriram. Potah pakor bakodimbah pratukah shavakah shishuho Sri pumsau मिथुनं द्वन्द्वम् युग्मं तु युगुलं युगम् श्रीधरि पौतः पाकोर्बकोडिम्बः ऋतुकः शावकः शिशुः स्त्रीपुंसौ भावकम् मिथुनं द्वन्द्वम् युग्मं तु युगुलं युगम् पोतः पाकोर्बकोडिम्बः पृथुकः शावकः शिशुः स्त्रीपुंसौ मिथुनं द्वन्द्वं युग्मं तु युगुलं युगम् समूहे निवहु निवहव्यूह सन्दोहविसरध्वजाः स्तौमग स्तोमौगनिकरत्रात वारसङ्घातसञ्चयाः समूहे निवहव्यूह सन्दोरविसरध्वजाः स्तोमौघनिकरत्रात वारसङ्घातसञ्चयाः चन्द्रिका जी समूहे निवहव्यूह सन्दोहविसरव्रजाः स्तोमौघनिकरत्रात वारसङ्घातसञ्चयाः सुंदरेश जी समूहे निवहव्यूह सुंदरेश जी नो मधुसूदन या या समूहे निवहव्यूह सन्दोहविसरव्रजाः सोमोगनिकरत्रात वारसङ्घातसञ्चयाः समूहे निवहव्यूह सन्दोहविसरव्रजाः स्तोमौगनिकरत्रात वारसङ्घातसञ्चयाः समुदायः समुदयः समवायश्च यो गणः स्त्रियां तु संहतिर्वृन्दं निकुरम्बं कदम्बकम् समुदायः समुदयः समवायश्च यो गणः स्त्रियां तु संहतिर्वृन्दं निकुरम्बं कदम्बकम् मधुसूदन जी समुदायः समुदयः समवायश्च यो गुणः स्त्रियां तु संहतिर्वृन्दम् निकुरम्बं कदम्बकम् वसुधा चण् समुदायः समुदयः समवायश्च यो गणः स्त्रियां तु संहतिर्वृन्दम् निकुरम्बं कदम्बकम् समुदायः समुदयः समवायश्च यो गणः स्त्रियां तु संहतिर्वृन्दम् निकुरम्बं कदम्बकम् वृन्दभेदासमैर्वर्गः सङ्गसार्थौ तु जन्तुभिः सजातीयैः कुलं यूथं तिरश्चां पुंसकम् वृन्दभेदासमैर्वर्गः सङ्गसार्थौ तु जन्तुभिः सजातीयैः कुलं यूथं तिरश्चां पुंसकम् श्यामलाजी वृन्दभेदासमैर्वर्गः सङ्गसार्थौ तु जन्तुभिः सजातीयैः कुलं यूथम् तिरश्चां पुंसकम् गीतुजी वृन्दभेदासमैर्वर्गः सङ्गसार्थौ तु जन्तुभिः सजातीयैः कुलं यूथम् तिरश्चां पुंसकम् वृन्दभेदासमैर्वर्गः सङ्गसार्थौ तु जन्तुभिः सजातीयैः कुलं यूथं तिरश्चां पुंसकम् पशूनां समजोऽन्येषां समाजोतसधर्मिणां स्यान्निकायः पुञ्जराशि तोत्करः कूटमस्त्रियां पशूनां समजोऽन्येषां समाजोतसधर्मिणां पशूनां सोरि सान्निकायः पुञ्जराशि तूत्करः कूटमस्त्रियाम् दीपजि पशूनां समजोऽन्येषा समाजोतसधर्मिणाम् स्यान्निकायः पुञ्जराशि तत्करः कूटमस्त्रियाम् मीनाभि पशूनां समजन्योषाम् समाजोतसधर्मिणाम् स्यान्निकायः पुञ्जराशि तत्तुत्करः कूटमस्त्रियाम् पशूनां समजोऽन्येषां समाजोतसधर्मिणाम् स्यान्निकायः पुञ्जराशि तत्कूटमस्त्रियाम् कापोतशौकमायूरतैतिरादीनि तद्गणे गृहासक्ताः मृगाः ब्रेक् सेव् सर्ग छेकास्ते गृह्यकाश्च ते कापोतशौकमायूर तैतिरादीनि तद्गणे गृहासक्ताः पक्षिमृग let's not break, we can chant it together पक्षिमृगाश्चेकास्ते गृह्यकाश्च ते अनुराधावी कापोतशौकमायूर तैतिरादीनि तद्गणे गृहासक्ताः पक्षिमृगा छेकास्ते गृह्यकाश्च ये गृह्यकाश्च ते क्या कल्पना जी कापोतशौकमायूर तैतिरादीनि तद्गणे गृहासक्ताः पक्षिमृगास् छेकास्ते गृह्यकाश्च ते कापोतशौकमायूर तैतिरादीनि तद्गणे गृहासक्ताः पक्षिमृगाश्चेकास्ते गृह्यकाश्च ते इति सिंहादिवर्गः just 1 second hold on अथ मनुष्यवर्गः one of the most you can say popular lines of entire Amarkosha. Everyone rather they learn it by heart or you should know it. I think most of you might be familiar. Manushya manusha martya manusha manava naraha. This should be by heart, but usually it is because we use these words, right? स्योपमांसः पञ्चजनाः पुरुषाः पूरुषा नरः मनुष्या मानुषा मर्त्या मनुजा मानवा नराः स्युः पुमांसः पञ्चजनाः पुरुषाः पूरुषा नरः Here there is one very interesting aspect. What is that is now this word manujaha manavaha manushyaha everything has come from the first man who was said to be Manu. Now for let's not say only a set of people but in general like if you have to think you go back and then you think who was Manu who was or I think you have what's their name those Greek stories what's Adam and Eve right what's their name Adam what is his name has anyone read that Adam Eve first Adam right so what is that Adam and Eve as we read Greek or whichever stories they are he is said to be the Bible sorry yeah so Adam and Eve, we believe, and then she ate an apple, something, all those stories go around, right? So they are the first man whom we believe. At the same time, Sanatana Dharma believes that the first man was Manu, his wife was Shatarupa, and so on. There are some references which tell that some Puranas, if I'm not wrong, I think the Brahma Purana, not very sure, tells that Shatarupa was his daughter. But in most of the references, we have Manu as a first man. His wife was Shatarupa. So the point is, why I'm telling you so much is Manu, from the word Manu, it is said that this word Manushyaha, Manavaha, and so on has come. So just imagine today also, 50 years back also, or maybe 500 years back, men or man was called Manujaha, Manushyaha, and so on. Now also we are doing the same thing. In future also the same thing is going to come. Now, some people will say from Manu, man has come. That we cannot say because both the languages they don't match at all. Or Sanatana Dharma has got nothing to do with English as such. So we cannot compare there. But yes, our own words that we used in our languages, we can say for sure, okay, from Manu, the descendants of Manu are Manavaha and so on. Manu, the right apt word is Manavaha to mean, just as we have Dasharataha, Dasharatihi. Vasudevaha, Vasudevaha, that Manu, Manavaha. That is the right word. But then other words we use Manujaha, uh, Manushyaha, and so on. So, for people who say, or when we feel, or we have to question whether our dharma or our culture, or you can say Bharata Desha civilization, is it really that old, or can we believe in that? How much you believe, that is each one's personal choice, but we have to believe to some extent because even words that are there, even till date, we call ourselves as descendants of Manu. So surely there would have been some person who would have been Manu. And why we can say this is, this is not just one reference. We have in our Sankalpa also, right? We stand Vaivasvata Manvantare. There are how many Manvantaras? In each Manvantara, there are, you can say, different saptarishis that are there, different devas who are there, and then you have different yugas that is being described, different time periods, yugas, kalas, all that is specifically given in Puranas like Srimad Bhagavatam and so on. So the point is, there are many, if you have said 10 reasons to point out that no, Indian culture is nothing, it has got no base, or our dharma has got no, you can say, what to say, whom to believe, it's just everything is just false. We have thousand reasons to prove that, you can say, our culture is so strong, its roots are deep. Only thing is we have to go down deep and read it out. So Amarkosha is one text. Of course, we have other texts that are there. So one best example is for this word Manu. And in fact, for all the words for Amarkosha, if you see, now when I tell you the meanings, sometimes I tell you references from the Puranas, right, or in the Vedas. This word was used in the Vedas. Maybe till date you are not that familiar with the word. So now why this specific example I gave you only for man is, all these words Manushyaha, Manavaha, Manujaha, we use in our common language, right? In fact, in other Indian languages also we use these words. For other words like Agni and so on, maybe Agni is one word that is common. Apart from that, maybe all other words they are there, we don't use in our everyday language. So maybe we cannot relate much. But for Manujaha, Manushyaha, if there are words that we are using in our language today, you see, just imagine how our language also has to be old. Things change overnight, right? But then there are certain words, certain things which never ever change. And that's why we have to all feel proud that we are born in such a civilization and ensure that the same thing is carried forward also. So it's not just to, you can say, boast about or just pick up anything and just to speak about our culture. It's not that, but these are all proofs that are there. So why I'm highlighting such things is, someone comes and questions us, or we'll have youngsters, or we ourselves must know that okay, if you're using certain words now, we are speaking something in our languages, it's not that it was just made yesterday or so, right? For years together, it has been passed on from text like this. Now, for Amarkosha and so on, how many people actually study Amarkosha, right? In today's times, people don't even know that such a text exists. But out of that chunk, we are that few who are putting in efforts to read this, and to study also we are just a handful. Maybe there are many scholars who study it, no doubt we are at a very basic level, but still, just imagine the efforts that have been put by all these scholars like Amar Singh. And at the same time, we have to also appreciate the next generation sages and so on who have also brought it till us, right? Till date we have certain text also, it's not easy to bring things. So the same thing, it is now our duty that we take it forward so that the future generations know somewhere. Now today, if we have some questions in our mind, where this word has come, Manujaha, Manusha, who told you this? We question, right? At least today we have that reference. We can tell people, no, there was a text called Amarkosha written by Amar Singh and so this. There are three kandas in that you can search for yourself. You will get it. Manushya Vargaha 2.5.529. You have the reference. Read there. And okay, the person, at least when you speak with references, you have some proof. saying that okay, somewhere something is there, at least we'll open and see, right? This is there in today's times. If you don't preserve all this, future generation, even if you tell your own, in my case maybe my own child, or in few of your cases your own grandchildren, great grandchildren, if you tell them, they will say, where? You show me. You say, no, I just heard it somewhere. I don't know where it is. Right? So, there it becomes difficult. And this is one more reason why we have to study our own texts. If we don't study, in future, even if you tell your future generation and people around that, yes, no, no, such words are there here and there, no one will believe. They'll be, you show me the text. Even after showing also, it's our choice to believe. But at least this is one more reason why we have to preserve what we learn and also pass it on to others. Otherwise, it is like, I know it is there somewhere in some Purana, some this, some that. One thing is to write. Now, there are two things for this. One thing is to write, or you can say whatever is available to us. Today, that is one part. Maybe Vyasa, Mersing, and so on. They put in so much efforts in writing these texts. The next, now you write something, you give it to the world, that is one thing. But safeguarding and passing on to others is something which is very, very important, right? There are so many things people write, you just keep it. No one even bothers to read it. But to learn it from the original author, whoever has written it, then to learn it properly, then to teach it to others, and thus it has been passed on. So this is something which is, you can say, rather I would say writing is one part, no doubt they put in efforts, but preserving, learning the same and passing it on to others, that is one more task. That too, why now you might feel, what is this? I learn something, I teach it to others, it's so easy. It's not a question of, you can say, 10 years or 100 years, it's thousands of years, right? Things, when the world is so running so fast, you have things changing every minute, right? Every day, today something is there, maybe tomorrow suddenly you'll find no, such a thing doesn't exist. Best example, as I always tell you, the pandemic, right? No one, we didn't even imagine like such a thing will happen. Suddenly things changed. Maybe we didn't, okay, some illness is there, but we never imagined that the world will, get into such a thing. So like this, there are so many things which keep changing, but we have text like this, which we must surely preserve. So this is one example. All of you can just note down. And I don't know if the explanation was apt, but the point that I was trying to say is whatever words that were there for years together, we have some reference. Surely it's not that just someone has picked it up from somewhere and put it just because he has to include words for Manushya. Okay. So could you all also feel something like this? Could you all relate, or is it only me? Do you feel like, yeah. So like this, the point is like we have to. Hmm. So somewhere you have to, we must always feel that there is some reference somewhere. If you are reading something today, it's not just that someone has written it yesterday also. So much efforts have been put in years together. They've thrived, right? Yeah. Yes. Ja, ja, Janma, Ja word is always associated with birth. Correct. That's how the word is. Yes, from mother. Manuja, correct. Yeah. Yeah. So the word ja, just because the topic has come, the letter ja itself, in fact, okay, the topic is deviating, but still, Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya in his Vedantic philosophies also, he will always mention, be away or be careful from this word ja, he says. Why? Then people used to ponder little on this. He says, because ja is fine, but ja janma, birth, rebirth. In philosophical means you can consider rebirth. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Here only uses three words. Jananam, janani, jatharam. Jatharam is womb, mother's womb. Janani, mother, and Jananam, meaning birth. So he says Janma. All these words are associated, they are related with Ja. He says you have to be careful from this because it's a continuous process which is taking place inside the womb. He says it is not at all easy. Now we are all lucky enough that we don't remember anything, what happened in our mother's womb, right? We all came through a mother's womb, but no one remembers. Those 9 months, what you did inside, nobody knows. It seems that it is a very, very tough period for the child. You just imagine, right? That you have to just maybe a very close small area, just you cannot move your body limbs at all. In fact, you don't, in the initial months you are just a piece of flesh. Slowly parts develop, whatever the mother consumes, you like it, you don't like it, everything is there only, right? Even if whatever we pass out, excreta, everything is just going about here and there. Such a dirty place, malinam, that is also called about. Malinam is one more word that is used, meaning dirt. Everything you have to do there only, right? You eat food there, you have to pass out things there. Maybe if you have to move, you do there in that small place. The trouble to the mother, that is another thing. But through all this, at that time, the child decides that I don't want another birth inside the womb. I don't want to undergo this. But what happens is, as soon as birth comes in, the ninth month, the child passes down. It has to fall down, it seems. That's why birth is downwards, right? It's not upwards. In philosophical means, Shankaracharya he tells that he actually falls down from the grip of jnanam. That's the reason the child cries when he is born. One is medically why they say cries is suddenly he is exposed to the outside world, right? So that's why the child cries. He cannot bear. So in a very closed area, suddenly you have air, noise, this, that. Child cannot bear, so it starts crying. Philosophically he says physical things are there, but mentally the child from inside, the human being from inside decides that I don't want a rebirth at all, because I don't want to undergo all this suffering for 9 months again, a small area I have to sit. Then what, I'll take birth, what I'll do, I don't know. I do good things, I do bad things, again I'll have to take a rebirth, that too maybe not as a human being, I never know, it might be an animal, insect. Life is waste. Again I have to die. So this is punarapi jananam punarapi maranam punarapi janani jathare shayanam Iha samsare bahudustare kripaya pare pahi murari. He surrenders to the Lord. So, out of all this, the point is, so that's the reason why the child cries when the child is born, and all people around are very happy, because it loses its jnanam, all the jnanam, and it had decided that inside the womb I'll put in efforts, that at least in this birth I'll not get this birth, now it has already come. I won't get a next birth. That's what the child decides from inside. But as soon as it comes out, it forgets all its jnanam, it seems. That's the reason it cries, because I've forgotten everything. Again, it continues to do good things, bad things, and so on. So Manujaha, when this word comes, Jayate, Janma, Jananam, Janani, Jataram, everything is closely associated with birth, or you can say related to someone. That's how you have this word Manu, Manuja. Okay. So all such things are little interesting. It's just the way we look at things. Of course, Shankaracharya, he describes things in a very deeper manner. It's not related to our topic, but just because the line came, I just spoke on this. But some things are like, why I gave you this example is, sometimes we feel philosophy. Now, maybe I have not studied it very deeply, so I'm not the right person to tell. Sometimes we feel that philosophy or things like this are very, very difficult. No doubt they are, let's not say difficult. Maybe for our understanding, it becomes too tough. But there are many texts like Shankaracharya himself, he tries to highlight things even in an easy manner. The best example, Bhaja Govindam or Vishnu Shatpadi Stotram. They're all deep philosophical texts, but the way he highlights it becomes easy. 6 verses, 7 verses. So it's just the way we interpret things, and sometimes if you explain it in an easy manner, it depends on the person who speaks also. So things can be easy, it's just the way we understand it. Okay, let's continue. Manushya Vargaha, let's start. Manushya. Now, no one will ever forget Manushya, right? You got a very big explanation. Manushya Manusha Martya Manuja Manava Naraha Syuh Pumamsah Panchajanaha Purusha Purusha Naraha Adrit Manushya Manusha Martya Manuja Manava Naraha स्युः पुमांसः पञ्चजनाः पुरुषाः पूरुषा नरः अलमेलुजि मनुष्या मानुषामर्त्या मनुजा मानवा नराः स्युः पुमांसः पञ्चजनाः पुरुषाः पूरुषा नराः नरः sorry नरः sorry second line should be नरः yeah मनुष्या मानुषामर्त्या मनुजा मानवा नराः स्युः पुमांसः पञ्चजनाः पुरुषाः पूरुषा नरः स्त्रियोषितबलायोषा नारी सीमन्तिनी वधूः. For Mahila, first two lines for Purushaha, next for Mahila. प्रतिपदर्शिनी वामा वनिता महिला तथा श्रियोषितबलायोषा नारी सीमन्तिनी वधूः प्रतिपदर्शिनी वामा वनिता महिला तथा. इंद्रजी. श्रियोषितबलायोषा नारी सीमन्तिनी वधूः वधूः प्रतिपदर्शिनी वामा वनिता महिला तथा. आशालता जी. श्रियोषितबलायोषा योषा नारी सीमन्तिनी वधूः प्रतिपदर्शिनी वामा वनिता महिला तथा. श्रियोषितबलायोषा नारी सीमन्तिनी वधूः प्रतिपदर्शिनी वामा वनिता महिला तथा. विशेषास्त्वङ्गनाभिरुः कामिनी वामलोचना प्रमदामानिनी कान्ता ललना जनितम्बिनी. विशेषास्त्वङ्गनाभिरुः कामिनी जनितम्बिनी. Sorry. कामिनी वामलोचना प्रमदामानिनी कान्ता ललना जनितम्बिनी. राजेंद्र कुमार जी. विशेषास्त्वङ्गनाभिरुः कामिनी वामलोचना प्रमदामानिनी कान्ता ललना जनितम्बिनी. भुवनेश्वरी जी. विशेषास्त्व voice. विशेषास्त्वङ्गनाभिरुः कामिनी वामलोचना प्रमदामानिनी कान्ता ललना जनितम्बिनी. विशेषास्त्वङ्गनाभिरुः कामिनी वामलोचना प्रमदामानिनी कान्ता ललना जनितम्बिनी. Okay, we'll stop here. We have learned till 2.5.534. We continue on Monday. Yeah. Namaste.